Alright, so by now you guys have reviewed the extended version of the fully loaded pay rate. You understand how the burden's factored in. What I'm going to cover today is going to be kind of the short version, or what I say the conversation version with a client, because you're not going to go over the fully loaded pay rate every time with a client. However, it's important to note the short version is going to be whenever you're going to see a client, 99% of the time they're going to say, what's my cost? And it's very simple, but what you need to understand in the beginning is the national average for a burden starts at 37% and can go higher based on the trade. Again, carpenter versus a plumber versus a roofer, they're all going to have a different burden. But in this situation, we use roughly a 37% average. So if I go in and see a client and the client says, what is my cost? I'm going to say, Mr. Client, if you have an $18 an hour employee, would you agree that by the time you factor in your back-end burden, everything that you pay, your workman's comp, your FUTA, FICA, SUTA, that you're paying about $28 to $29 an hour? Now, I asked the client if they agree, because I want them to shake their head yes. As I'm asking them, do they agree with me? I'm shaking my head yes. Do you agree? An $18 an hour employee costs you about $28 or $29 an hour full burden. Once they say yes, I just say tradesman's going to be $5 to $6 an hour on top of that. That's it. However, we assume all the risk, we assume all the unemployment compensation, and we take all this into consideration. The short version is very simple. Don't confuse it. Again, you want to start with a very base price on Mr. Client. You pay your guy $18 an hour. Would you agree that after you factor in the full burden, you're at $28 or $29 an hour? Once he states yes, he or she states yes, we're going to be $5 or $6 an hour on top of that, which is going to take tradesmen in between $34 to $35 an hour. End of story. It's a quick, understandable version for the client. They get the concept. There's no confusion. That is the short version of this. I hope if you have any questions, you contact me. Again, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.